I just thought I'd do a little video and show you guys what I did to my mini FMS T28 800mm and how I sort of went about it. I added flaps first, then did the nav lights, and then I did the retracts later on. So started off by cutting the flaps out, both sides, and so I could I just mix some grey paint up and paint along the edges so that none of the white foam was visible. Then I made up some 3mm Nav Light Bulbs using 5V resistors, and then just plug straight into the bind port of the receiver, which is powered that way. All of them plugged into like a three-way harness. The light that I put underneath the wings, I just punch straight through the wings, straight through, and then that'll just plug straight into the harness for the receiver.
Check this out, man. Got quite a lot of wires in there now. Flappages. And lightages. Just finished the lights now. I'm going to go out and fly it tomorrow. Just did the one light, so it's like the scale, the big scale one.
Then onto the landing gear. I bought a set of mini Retracts from Hobby King, but the nose one had the plastic trunnion in, so I swapped that one out straight away. And the steering was on the other side as well, the steering arm. This is showing the thickness of the original landing gear compared to the new one I'm putting on. I did actually make my own out of a bit of rod that I had that come with my E-Flight ones, but then I had to change the steering arm to the other side because it was originally on the right like this, but it needs to be on the left like that, so I had to cut the back out and then put the screw in the other side, and then I cut out the hole for the retract, and then went about making the mounts using a little bit of ply. It doesn't look pretty, I know, but it's the best that I could come up with. Once I'd got the mount in place, I then covered it all in super glue and then painted over it. The main retracts and the wings were a lot easier to do than the nose one, although I did have trouble with one of the retracts, and I had to sort of bodge it as well. And these little steps in here are just to make the wheels, the strut stay straight because of the angle of the wings when they go up. And then I painted again inside so that no white foam was visible. And that's the finished article, all painted up, all taped up, and then I used an old propeller here to make a guide for the steering rod because it's so long and it bends and it was affecting the steering, so I did a couple of them and glued them in place. There's quite a lot of wires in there now as well, but that's pretty much it, guys. And then this is the nose all finished up after I'd done a little bit of tweaking and cut the nose cone out, so that's all nice and flush now when you put the gear up. Okay, there you go. That's the finished product with navigation lights.
taped it back up and nicely done. And then so I've actually shown you how I've done this as I've looked on YouTube, seen 2 people posted videos of them not saying anything, just doing this. It's all good showing them working, so it took me a few days and about a week in total to figure out how to do the retracts and whatnot, and to get them just correct height. I think I may have a little bit more nose clearance than I had before. I'm happy with that. And there we have it. So if anyone else wants to do this mod now, you can see how I've done it. I know it ain't pretty, but it's done the job. It's sturdy, it's not going anywhere, and neither of them. The wheels are nice and flush. Pretty glad that that's over and done with. I can find something else to do.